Welcome back, everyone, to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. This time we're gonna have a 1v1 sent in by Sakis Mondeo in Langreskaya. His opponent is going to be Abkhaz, and he's the OKW. Alright, so Langreskaya. Once again, why are you building tank traps down here? I mean, he's like, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm capturing the point of my rear echelon troops, and I'm just gonna build the tank trap down here. One day that tank trap is gonna come back to bite you around. Anyway, we have some rifle squads coming out, being pushed out fairly quickly. That's a good idea. Although they're going to the right side. What is going on? Because the Germans are also going to the right side. Oh, he will occupy the building. So he's in a pretty good position to get some good shots off on these Volksgrenadiers. That is a good move. However, he needs to be kind of careful that the enemies don't do anything. If we switch to his fog of war view, he cannot see that there is a capturing going on. See, I thought that he would be able to. Anyway, now he can see these Sturmpows. See the Sturmpows, so he's going to bring in an extra rifleman squad to support. He's still got to deal with this Volksgrenadier squad, however, and he's actually going to get out of the building to get into close range with these Volksgrenadiers. That is an excellent move, as that will just allow him to absolutely obliterate the one Volksgrenadier. So he goes down. In the meantime, on the left side, he is capturing the fuel point with rear echelon troops. So the rear echelon troops are going to provide them with a fuel income. That is good. However, the Germans smartly decide to go for the cutoff. Not deterred by the loss of that unit, which is still pretty bad. But yeah, they're able to get at least a good move off, and they cut off the fuel point. That's good. Now they need to run away, as they cannot fight these riflemen. Come on, please. Just get the hell out. Incendiary grenade goes out here. Yep, they will get the hell out of Dodge. However, they do find themselves pretty close to these rear echelons. If I were them, I would just run away and retreat. That is honestly what I would do. In the meantime, these Sturmpioneers have been idle. Really, really idle. They haven't even gotten a single tick of damage. And right now, these Volksgrenadiers get forced away. So the Sturmpows really dropping the ball here and not giving support to his friends. That is very, very bad, to be honest. Jesus Christ, that motorcycle just came across. It's been a while since I've had, like, motorcycle problems during casts. Oh boy, run away. Come on. No. Another wipe. Damn, that is just so terrible. Like, why do these people don't look at their, like, top left or top right, you know, unit bars? All that you need to do is just shoot a look every once in a while at what's going on to the top right. Like, I can understand whenever you get further into the game, but at 3 minutes and a half in, you really ought to be paying attention to what is going on to all of your units. Anyway, he will at least cap the VP and get himself some mines down. That is a good decision. He's also going to get his Volksgrenadiers into a good spot and cap some points. Also coming down south with the other Volksgrenadier squad. See, he has been able to replace all of his Volksgrenadiers, but right now he has had to replace 2 Volksgrenadiers that normally, like, he wouldn't have had to, and he could have done other things with that manpower, or heck, even have 5 Volksgrenadiers. Looks like we are also gonna have another wipe on. No, wipe him out! Oh my God, this guy's not paying attention anywhere. He's gonna miss a flame grenade because these riflemen probably dodged it, and at close range the riflemen do easily win that fight, so they force them back. Another cutoff will happen now though with these Volksgrenadiers, and it looks like these Volksgrenadiers will wipe out that rear echelon. Oh, come on. No, why did you move? Why do you do everything wrong? He has done literally everything wrong he could have in these 5 minutes. This is actually pissing me off. Abkhaz, get your shit into gear, otherwise you're gonna get crushed. All right, more Volksgrenadier. So this guy is just human waving it up with Volksgrenadier after Volksgrenadier, and it's not unworking. Like, it is doing its job. It's at least keeping the German map control into shape. As you can see, there is cutoffs going on. There is German control over vital points, and the income situation is still in favor of the Nazis, which is surprising given that, Abkhaz has made so many mistakes. Oh, can he wipe out this rifleman squad? Nah, of course, they're a little bit too healthy. A captain will be coming out for Sakis Mondeo. That is an interesting choice. If I were him, I would have gone for the lieutenant against the OKW. Just for, and especially against this kind of OKW, just for the extra anti-infantry and the flak half-track. But hey, oh no, he will lose a Stern Pioneer! What the hell? How is this possible? He has lost 3 squads already. He's already lost 3 squads getting wiped out. That is just absolutely not correct. Oh, here comes a grenade. Come on, just escape. Okay, good. At least he's not going to lose that Volksgrenadier. Yeah, he's lost 2 Volksgrenadiers and the Sturm Pioneer. How is this even possible? Exactly, how is it even possible that he still has any units at all? I mean, alright, at least now he has the battle group headquarters and, well, I mean, he can't do anything out of it because look at this. 119 fuel because he hasn't had a bad map control. So he's had relatively normal resource income. Oh, here comes an assault grenade. That was not expected, and he's kind of lucky that the rifleman squad didn't really get too much damage dealt by that. Honestly, the assault grenades kind of scattered a little bit more than I expected. Okay, machine gun out for Abkhaz. That is not the worst decision in the world. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. Run away, run away. Okay, good. See, at this point, every time I see these guys in a fight with relatively low amounts of HP, I'm just gonna be so scared that like random wipes will happen. Anyway, the command headquarters can get out another truck, which is what I would do because look at this, 140 fuel and 280 manpower. What I would do for Habkaz is try to get a Schwerpanzer headquarters to the right side to help cover this fuel point and try to lock it down. Maybe hide it behind this building. That's a little bit too far, actually. Maybe hide it, like, behind this building, even. And try to just use it. Oh, no. 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 Okay, good. Getting more fights on the left side. At least Sakis Mondeo's rifleman will be able to cap this. Oh, no, that's just... Okay, right. I'm like, this is kind of unfortunate. More machine guns are coming out of Abkhaz's base. That is an interesting choice. It is gonna help against the rifleman, but Sakis Mondeo, like, he has the captain, so he can go with the steward, or he could go with the major. He does have an ambulance and 4 rifleman squads. Of course, when you are with the captain, 4 rifleman squads aren't a bad idea. He's upgrading with the BARs. That is also a very good decision. And he has picked a heavy cavalry company. So get some smoke off on those machine guns. Very, very well done. Oh, and that machine gun is trying to set up, but he's going to have some problems due to these riflemen. But he can switch around and target them. Yep, here it comes. Are there grenades on? Oh, in the meantime, the other... machine gun has been destroyed. That is a German grenade. It's not going to be enough, though, because the machine gun is taking a lot of damage, but these riflemen are also getting crushed by that Volksgrenadier from the side. But one of the MGs has been captured. Very, very good for the Americans. They need to be kind of afraid of this, like, 2-prong maneuver that the Germans might want to spring on them. They have 1 Volksgrenadier squad here, 1 here, so they can kind of come in from either side. So the MG has to retreat out of there as quickly as possible. How is it possible that the Germans are still maintaining such a massive map control advantage? I do not know, because the Americans really should have a huge advantage at this point. With, only Volksgrenadiers with no upgrades versus upgraded riflemen, like, it shouldn't really be an issue. In my opinion, what Sakis Mondeo's been doing wrong is that he has been sending his infantry out and fanning them in, like, every kind of direction imaginable, which can be fine. Oh, here comes a quick grenade, but yeah. Yep, they will just run away. He has been fanning them out in, like, every direction imaginable, and I feel like that has cost him, not only in terms of micro, because he has to have to micro, like, people on different sides of the map, but also in combat power, because of course, like, if one squad faces one squad, there's more chances for the weaker ones. Oh boy. A lot of grenades, but he has to run away. He has to run away. Okay, he will run away. That's fine for him. Support got on the field for Abkhaz. So weird that he hasn't gone for just a Schwerpanzer headquarters over here. There's, like, if there was a Schwerpanzer headquarters over here, these infantry squads would be in a bad way, mostly. And they wouldn't be able to do this. At least there's an MG34 here. But the problem is, of course, Sakismundo can just kind of flank it around from two different places, get a rifleman squad into this building to get some good fire down constantly. In the meantime, yep, he gets the other riflemen around and working on that machine gun. He is sending reinforcements though, Abkhaz, with that Volksgrenadier squad. He needs to retreat this Volksgrenadier squad, which is taking fire from the Rangers at medium range in negative cover. He is lucky as hell that the Rangers missed a lot of shots. In fact, they're still missing a lot of shots, but whenever they do hit, they do a lot of damage. The machine gun is also going down, but they will retreat out of that building, as you can see from the minimap. Oh, come on, that's incredible. These Rangers just not hitting them. Holy shit. That was incredibly unlucky. Like, he didn't hit basically like an entire volley of shots 5 times in a row, something like that. Anyway. Here comes support gunfire. The Germans recruit the machine gun, but okay, with the support of the support gun and all these Volksgrenadiers, these riflemen are gonna have to escape. There is the possibility of a triple cap going on for the Americans. So that is good for them. And yeah, Abkhaz just horrid unit preservation. Like, he just needs to look at what's going on with his units. That's all that he needs to do. Anyway, we do have the major coming in for Sakismundo. And now the amount of wipes that the Americans have managed to inflict on the Germans is really going to start to show. Because, like, Abkhaz has 273 fuel in the bank that he cannot use, whereas Sakismundo is using all of his fuel. So in terms of teching, the Americans will be miles ahead of the Germans very, very soon. Despite the fact that the Germans were able to surprisingly maintain their position for way longer than they should have. Oh boy. He's lucky he didn't move further. Okay, so there's a little bit more fighting in the center. And as you can see at this point, the Americans have essentially doubled the pop cap of the Germans, and they have many, many more troops ready for frontline combat. That unit preservation really ruined Abkhaz's every chance. So at this point, yeah, here comes a grenade. Come on. Come on. Grenade. Grenade. Rangers. Come on. Grenade. Oh my god. In the meantime, these riflemen easily smashing those guys up. And looks like the Rangers will get wiped out. Or maybe they will be able to escape at just the last possible second. Yeah, they're lucky as hell then. Can they finish him off? No, they cannot. And in fact, oh no, they can. Good. They do trade each other. I'm not sure if trading a vet-free Volksgrenadier in this kind of position is worth even a Ranger squad, though. Like, I mean, of course the Rangers are a lot more valuable, so losing that Ranger squad isn't as good. But the vet-free Volksgrenadier, I mean, it was a huge, at this point, like, I know, right? Like, the Volksgrenadier squad, a vet-free Volksgrenadier squad, how big can that be? But when your situation is looking like this, yeah. Come on, Sherman. Like, Sherman is what's needed at this point. If he can get a Sherman, he is in a great spot. Reversely, if the Germans can hold on with this situation and get themselves some armor, if they can hold on... Oh, no! Okay. If they can hold on a little bit longer and eventually get themselves, you know, teched up and getting some armor. I mean, he's got 317 fuel. So he might actually even want to go for the KT. Yeah, because he is with the scavenge doctrine, so he has Ostwinds, but, I mean, he's also got Jaegers. He hasn't used anything except the infiltration tactics. So, if I were him, I would try to go with, the KT, just to pull off the surprise in a way. Like, I've been on the back foot for the past, like, 10 minutes or something, and then I come out with a KT, and maybe my opponent does not expect this. Nice grenade assault is going to result in pretty much nothing. Oh right, the grenade assaults don't kill buildings instantly anymore. That used to be kind of funny. And the Rangers at close range are getting crushed by STG-44s. Okay, Sherman is on the field. A little bit late though, look at this. 57 fuel in the bank. So that could have been 2 minutes earlier for the Sherman, and that would have done all of the difference, because look at this, the Schwer Panzer headquarters now is up for Abkhaz. So that is going to be a little bit of a bulwark that he can use at pretty much in terms of like stopping the Sherman, because the Sherman's like effectiveness is not that high against the Schwer Panzer quarters. It can get penned quite easily. So that's not very, very good for him. And right now, as you can see, the Schwer Panzer quarters is really starting to give its fair share to the Americans. You know, pumping out shots like nothing else. That's pretty good for it. Right now, also, Captain tries to move in. Fails. Poor Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. He's gonna have to escape. Rakenwerfer is on the field for Abkhaz. That is a good choice, of course. As soon as he saw the Sherman, decided to get that. However, the positioning might not be the best I've ever seen. Why is he sending that thing in alone? I have no clue. Anyway, it's actually like the Germans that are moving in and being aggressive. Look at this. Look at the sort of disposition of forces. These 3 machine guns have really paid off for Abkhaz. The Americans have not been able to counter that despite the fact that they have massive amounts of infantry. That machine gun is probably going to go down. Despite the fact that they have, again, massive amounts of infantry, they were not able to counter the machine guns, which was a huge, huge mistake. And had they been able to flank the machine guns a little bit better, this situation would not be happening. Because look at this, the German sort of iron vise is tightening around the American base. And it's not looking good because he's being pushed back to the base with like just support weapons coming down on him from every angle. And now here comes a Panther for Abkhaz. That is a mistake. You should have gone for the King Tiger. Absolutely should have gone for the King Tiger. That is a huge mistake because sure, he is facing against a heavy cavalry company. He probably knows that, so he probably knows that there's a Pershing coming. And getting the Panther is understandable when the enemy can have a Pershing. Also, that was a huge, huge mistake, pushing out the Rakenwerfer all the way up to the base. Again, like, it's not... Oh no, he's gonna lose another machine gun! You don't push support weapons unsupported all the way up to the bases. Now he has just literally... Wait, what? Really now? He can just retreat, you know? Or just move out slightly. Oh my god. Wasting a lot of munis on that. So, what I was saying is that, one, he has just gifted the enemy a machine gun and an anti-tank gun. That's terrible. Considering that his forces were relying on that. And two, he needed the King Tiger! Like, look at this. The enemy has, like, massive amounts of infantry. He's got 1 ranger, 4 riflemen, the captain, the rear echelons, the major, 2 machine guns. He needs the King Tiger. Like, this Panther is going to be so useless against the swarm of allied infantry units. This is just not adequate. It's not enough. He cannot really, like, use this thing. And here comes another wipe on a Volksgrenadier. See, he can't use this. This thing is 185 fuel. He has been sort of waiting on that fuel for most of the game. Now he needed to make good use of it, and he has wasted it. Had he not done that, he would be at 300 fuel right about now, which means that if he went for a mechanized regiment headquarters, he'd be a minute away from a KT. He could have a KT. He could have a KT, and the KT would mean that all this infantry, all of it, would be essentially, well, maybe not worthless, but it would be in a such a terrible position. Like, they would be in a very, very bad position, because whenever they would try to do anything without the support of a Jackson that's being built right now, or any AT guns, such as this one, which should be recruited, by the way, they'd be in big, big shit. Also, the Panther takes anti-tank grenades from the rifleman. As expected, it can't deal with the rifleman. The Sherman tries to come in. It was doing some good work with that smoke barrage, getting the attack rounds in and destroying the Panther. Oh my goodness! He gets penned at the front by a 37mm AA gun because you know, that's balanced. But still, very, very good work with the Sherman. Now what Sakis has to do is that he needs to capitalize on the success. He needs to push out on all fronts. He needs to recapture this cutoff point. Then he also needs to get something to deal with the Schwer Panzer quarters. If he can deal with the Schwer Panzer quarters, he's going to be in a great spot because he can then flood over the center. If he cannot get the Schwer Panzer quarters, the center is going to be off limits for him, and the Germans are going to have chances to come back into this game yet more. Which should not be happening, to be honest. At this point, Germans should have lost like 7 times over. So, yeah. Oh boy. Back howitzer rounds, falling down. Objective secured. Alright, here comes a grenade. Runs away. At close range against the Obersoldaten, he can even win. Oh no, here comes another grenade. He's not paying attention. Luckily, that pineapple did not do as much damage as it could have. And no! Wow, that is a bad decision. That is a terrible decision, my friend. Ostwind, now, 25 minutes into the game, you have just lost your Panther. The enemy is heavy cavalry company. Like, that is just a bunch of red flags. How is Abkhaz still in this game? How? He's been just making mistakes left and right. This is impossible. Oh my god. Why does he have an Ostwind? I mean, this thing can work. Like, it's better than the Panther, I'll give you that. Like, honestly, it can deal with the infantry at least, although it's not doing that as well as it could be. Here comes, oh, he is lucky. He is lucky that there's not enough munitions. But yeah, the M36 Jackson can probably just chase him down. This is a place without that many obstacles. Oh, he survives the last shot. Will he survive the next one? No, he will not. Ha, Jackson misses. Or was that an attack round? Right, that's actual hedgerow. Oh no! Oh no, Jackson, what are you doing? Okay, wow, that was a long-range shot. Yeah, sure. He's also got a mechanized regiment headquarters over here that they can shoot at. But if I were him, I would just try to run away. Because, yeah, who knows what might be here. So there goes the Ostwind as well. Come on, Sakis Mondale, don't put all... that's why, because all of this infantry is just idling back at base. Honestly, like, if this infantry were a little bit, I think, better used... honestly, there's no way that this infantry is being used well. Oh, damn. There's no way that this infantry is being used, maybe not well, but optimally. Like, for example, sending 2 machine guns to one side, that's definitely not optimal. You want 1 machine gun to go into the center or the left, and 1 machine gun to go on the right, because that is going to provide with the most amount of cover. Okay, yet another machine gun that you can take. Still, what I was saying is that if this infantry was being used optimally, also, interesting idea with the mortar, then there would be no way that Abkhaz would just have any map control at all. Look at this, like, he has 5 units. He has 5 units, of which 2 are, you know, 1 LEAG, 1 Raketenwerfer, and another one is a Raketenwerfer that's still being built. So, in terms of infantry combat power, who's gonna win? 4 upgraded veteran riflemen, a ranger, 3, well, earlier on it was 2, now 4 machine guns, the captain died and the rear echelons died, but also the major, or an Obersoldaten and I bet 5 folk. Like, who's gonna win? Who the hell do you think is going to win? And yet, the Germans can keep control over the center VP. They can keep control over a very, very sizable chunk of the right side. They can keep control over the cutoff of the Americans. How is this even happening at this point? I have no idea. So they're really relying upon the Schwer Panzer headquarters. And yeah, that's why he's going for a lot of Raketenwerfers. Because if Abkhaz can get a lot of Raketenwerfers, the Americans don't seem to be going with a lot of artillery right now. And oh boy, that could be the end. Ah, he survives. No, he does not. Okay, because if the Americans are not getting that much artillery, the main way to deal with the Schwer Panzer is going to be anti-tank guns or tank destroyers or tanks. So getting a lot of Raketenwerfers will deal with the tanks, and then the support gun can deal with anti-tank guns if they come up. Get this AT! Get this AT! It's a good idea. Like, ATs are just good. And Abkhaz is now going to try, hopefully, to go for a King Tiger. He might have learned his lesson. Oh, damn. Wipe. That was the unupgraded squad. Still, it is a wipe nonetheless. So here comes the Jackson. It can start to really pound on that Schwer Panzer, but as you can see, here comes the Reckenwerfer 40 Freeze. The Reckenwerfer 40 Freeze can really put the hurt down on him. Another infantry unit goes down. That was the Rangers. So some wipes are actually going back over around, but here he comes. The big Pershing. So this was what I was waiting for most of this game for the Americans, and yeah, this thing can really deal with essentially anything that the Axis have on the field right now. And anything that the Axis will have for quite a while. As you can see, massive damage from that 90mm gun, and both to infantry and vehicles, also to buildings. So as you can see, Pershing can really do well. He gets kind of hit from the rear by the Reckenwerfer, but the Reckenwerfer is forced back by the Rifleman, and the Pershing can just kind of walk in and kind of try to crush this guy, this poor Obersoldaten squad, which for some reason is not running away. Oh no, he's gonna lose the Obersoldaten. No. Oh my god, he is so lucky. He is so lucky. Holy shit. That is so lucky. Anyway, see, Abkhaz is actually starting to rebuild his forces a little bit. Oh no, Panzerfaust on the Pershing. No! You need to be careful when your tank is not at full HP. He is lucky as hell that the Reckenwerfer kind of misplaced itself. Lucky. So just a whole bunch of luck going back and forth and being spewed across both of these players. So of course the Pershing's problem is that it cannot jump out its crew. So, oh no, don't move the Volksgrenadiers in at that kind of HP against the Pershing. Oh, the Pershing does friendly fire, and the grenade kills the Reckenwerfer. What the fuck is happening? Like, oh my god. At least the Allies have captured the right side, and there's nothing the Germans can do. With machine guns covering this area, yeah, there's just way too much interlocking fields of fire for those machine guns. Also, Reckenwerfer is now going to be reclaimed by the Obersoldaten. Well, maybe not recruit, but why do you keep your Obersoldaten in negative cover? Why do you not retreat your riflemen against Obersoldaten? What the fuck is happening? It's almost like every player is trying to one-up each other in like the worst possible ideas. And he's going to repair under fire of Obersoldaten. No. Okay, good. They're forced back by the Pershing. See, again, the problem with the Pershing is that he cannot jump out the crew. Also, right now, with those Reckenwerfers going down, oh boy, is that a major artillery? That is not the best idea ever. Although it might hit these repairing pioneers. Nope. I mean, yeah. Most of the damage is coming from the Jackson. What I was saying is that, of course, with the Reckenwerfers going down or being forced back, the Jackson can easily get some shots off on the Schwer Panzer. Oh, he's building. Why is he building a Yak Panzer? The fuck? It's a terrible decision. That is a horse shit decision. Like, sure, it can help against the Jackson, but one, since the new patch, the Jackson's like nerf buff makes it a hell of a lot better against enemy tank destroyers than it used to be. Two, there's a bloody Pershing on the field. Like, Pershing is not going to particularly care about the Yak Panzer. There goes the infantry. And it's just going to flank it. This thing is mobile as hell. Oh wait, is it going to use HVAP? Oh wow, that does do damage to the Schwer Panzer. That's awesome, I didn't know. So HVAP being useful. Anyway, right now, yeah. Right now, the Yak Panzer is not going to be able to save that Schwer Panzer quarters. I mean, it's 135 fuel even. Right now, he'd be at 200. So he'd be like 50 fuel away from the KT. I still keep forgetting like the KT's actual cost. There goes the Sturm Pioneers from that Pershing. Very well done. It was a good play to get around the Schwer Panzer so that the Pershing shot could hit the Sturm Pioneers directly. Yeah, the Yak Panzer does not even save the Schwer Panzer quarters. And now, without the Schwer Panzer quarters, it's the end of the game. Like, I'm just gonna speed it up to maximum. You can see the bar, which, by the way, I still want to, I still think all the time, like, I'm just gonna get something to cover up this bar for my viewers so that they're not spoiled the results of the game. by clever observation of the bar. But yeah, this is the end of the game. Like, there's nothing that the Germans can do without the Schwerpanzer holding back, you know, the American GI horde, you know. And of course, without that blocking and area denial, the vehicles can move in because the infantry is able to support them. And there they go. Like, that's the end. There's no more. Like, honestly, this was a game of mistakes on both sides, but the biggest ones were on the German side. And really, the Allied ones were not, I don't know, they were not the kind of mistakes that lose you the game. They were, or rather, they could lose you the game if, they were in a more close match. Like, oh boy. Yeah. The Axis is actually coming back into this somehow. They're triple capping. Again, it's like the inefficient use of all of this infantry. Like, this infantry tab is not being used as effectively as it could be. And it's allowing the Germans keep kinds of map control going, even though they should not be getting map control at all. So, in a way, it is really, like, I guess, the fact that the Allies are not able to exploit their superiority over the Axis. But they do have a superiority, and the Germans' mistakes have been really the ones that lose you the game. Massive amounts of, did he just steal an LMG-34 with, sure. Like, it was just a massive amount of not paying attention to units, building wrong units at the wrong time. It's just, those are the mistakes that lose you the game. Here comes a massive amount of Raketenwerfers, but yeah, what can it do? Also, 2 Jacksons is a little bit redundant at this point. But here comes the Sherman. Well done. And now, as I said, the American infantry can just easily, you know, take all the VPs. That's all that they need to do. Take all the VPs, prevent them from capturing any other VPs. And there we go. That's the end. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon.